we got London on the trip.
Whole club selling out of hitter doing stadiums. Gold diggers don't come around, they don't survive my radius. I keep it too real for real, and that's that made me rich. That's what made me rich. Hustling, that's what made me rich. Yeah, whole club selling out of hitters doing stadiums. Small business don't come around, they don't survive my radius.
It was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Today, it's the opener of the 2023 NFL season, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the LA Chargers. A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone, and only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the rookie third-round pick, it's Devon Achane. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. This is 2nd and 8. Looking to pass. Tua. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now their versatile running back, here's Austin Eckler. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And he fires one incomplete. Well, such a great Week 1 matchup here, the Dolphins and Chargers. And fairly or unfairly, these two QBs are going to be measured against one another probably for the rest of their careers. Remember, Tua was the number 5 overall pick in 2020, and Justin Herbert followed him at number 6.
And let's add on to it because Joe Burrow went number 1 overall. He's led Cincinnati to 1 Super Bowl appearance. Jordan Love also a first-rounder getting his opportunity in 2023. And Jalen Hurts was a second-rounder with Philadelphia, and he's made it to the Super Bowl. So all in all, quite a class.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
On the option, here's Eckler. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. On 2nd down, here's Herbert. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Herbert. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. So we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different. And I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about 0 like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
They brought in the heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. In motion, Hill. From midfield, here's Tua. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now fourth down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on fourth down. And the rookie Darius Davis deep for the Chargers. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
2nd and 10. Herbert now. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long.
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. An Excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And that's a lesson learned from the previous drive. Last time he forced one, and it turned into a pick six. Here, he knows better, and he just throws that one away.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill, 30 yards. And the Dolphins are back within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you got a battle on your hands.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Now, they matched their opponent's pick-6 from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And, Brandon, I think now we're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. As for the opposing offense, you wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game to try and mount a counterattack.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Option play, and they'll give to Eckler. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 and enemy territory.
After a string of healthy seasons, injuries finally caught up to Allen again in 2022, but he still managed over 700 yards in 10 games and is in a great spot to become just the 2nd Charger to reach 10,000 career receiving yards. He makes a really nice play there for a first down.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
So what do you do if you've got a defense in cover 3 trying to keep everything in front of them? The answer seems obvious. Just work those routes in front of them. This is going to be a hitch route, but he's operating in plenty of space, and he makes the catch here for a first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
2nd down and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Here's A-Chain to begin the drive. And he's out right at the 25. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 2nd down, a run by A-Chain. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. That is caught. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations. Quite the accomplishment. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Tua going to tap this forward on a jet sweep. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They go back to the ground game with A-Chain. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Well, the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Tua now on 1st down. And going deep for Hill. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend as his guys are able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Powering his way forward. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2 yards to go, second down. Out of the gun, Herbert. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different look.
Herbert has it knocked free. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Does the big boy have the juice? And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Chargers 10.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
On the return, the Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
He's on his way, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Herbert off of play action. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
All right,
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, all things... They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Tua going to throw. Little short pass here to Hill. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That was a round run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
He'll let this go deep for Waddle. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Miami. 58 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one on to the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
They'll run here with A-Chain. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. Well, getting close to the end zone, and you know that rookie wants the ball back. He's looking for his first career touchdown.
He certainly is, and you just wonder with the coaching staff, is it trust in him this early? Or are they trying to get him going, give him confidence early in his NFL career? Either way.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Tua's going to change things up. Tua now, 3rd and goal. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to have it here at their own 15.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Caught by Allen. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space.
That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, and can make someone miss in the open field.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 16. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. Looking middle, and that's complete. And the Chargers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. A give up the middle to H.A. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. 60 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Hey, get set.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener. And it's a 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. Meanwhile, Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. After the turnover, here's Herbert. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now a 2nd and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
They'll find Everett there, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Working the middle here, that's complete to Everett, the tight end. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd down and a yard. Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Chargers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Eckler will score. Touchdown, Chargers. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to flash together a good drive right here and now.
Defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. They're going deep for Hill. And this will be incomplete. Oh, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here for Davis. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He can really smell 800 catches right now because that last one puts him at 799, knocking on the door. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And they're going to speed things up here. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Let's go. Ready.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a first down following a gain of 3. The job one to pick up the first down is complete. That was a big third down conversion, but they got to watch the clock. It's starting to become their enemy a bit here in a 2-score game.
Which means they have to pick up the pace, right? The tempo has to be upped. And what they do is they tell the quarterback in his helmet, hey, listen, when we pick up the first down here, tell everyone we're going. We're moving now to 2-minute offensive phase, and everyone on the bench area, they're waving them along too. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Now it's Herbert. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's third down now. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. On first down, it's Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Now Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chargers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Herbert going to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. This defense really clamping down. Although they're losing the game still, this second half has been theirs.
And they're winning it. I almost equate it to being a boxer. And whenever you see a good fight, the guy who is on his toes and doing the punching, that's the guy who's winning. And that's the way they're going at it defensively now. Much more aggressive in their calls, much more aggressive in their pursuit.
Rolling to his left. Short throw hauled in by Croft. And he is going to have a Miami first down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress.
Point 'em out, 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 point 'em out. Watch 'em panic. Got 2 chains on, I'm too late. Got 1 watch on my wrist. I'm round and I'm getting it. I'm young, but I ain't ignorant. They keep asking who the hell you think you are. Him, 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 and him. They keep asking who the hell you think you is. Him, 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 and him.
Been the best in this game for a minute. If I want it, then I'ma go get it. Ain't no asking, you know I'ma spend it. I don't go back and forth like it's tennis. I'm in mode, I've been locked on a mission. Cupid G, I ask God as my witness. I'm not pressing my bro off suspicion. Never pressing my bro off suspicion. She from NOLA, she got superstition. I'm not waiting and hoping and wishing.